Did you know, since 1985, Crime Stoppers has helped solve close to 8,000 crimes in New Brunswick? Crime Stoppers, 1-800-222-TIPS. That's 1-800-222-8477 or www.crimenb.ca.
Thank you so much for tuning in for this evening's What Matters Most. I'm your host, Heather Acker, and today is July the 10th. Summer is finally hit St. John, and I'm so pleased. We are getting some heat waves, and I think everybody's enjoying it. So today, the What Matters Most show is all about interesting people, events that are happening in and around St. John, community opportunities, groups. So if you have somebody in mind that would certainly use some awareness, or certainly could use some awareness for the television show of What Matters Most, then please drop us a line at rogerstv.ca. So I would like to introduce my first guest. As for the Cricket Club, we have Cameron and Couple.
Hello.
So welcome.
Thank you, Heather. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, I'm so pleased that you are here because I'm learning something that I know really nothing about. So I'm going to have you educate me and everyone else that's watching this evening. What is cricket?
Cricket, like we are from St. John Cricket Club, and Cricket Club was here in St. John in late 90s and 80s.
Okay.
And we are reviving that club.
Okay.
And now we have almost 50 members. So we play at Exhibition Park.
Okay.
Cricket is similar game like a baseball.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
it's like baseball.
It's like a baseball. It's a hand-eye coordination game.
Mm-hmm.
And you hit a ball, you see a ball, you hit a ball, and if somebody catches it, then you are out.
Okay.
So cricket is a bit different because batter, like you call batter in baseball, same thing in cricket.
Okay.
You call batter. So batter protects its stumps. We call it wickets. So ball comes and then you hit it. If there is umpire, two umpires are there to organize the game and then to tell like whether batsman is out or not.
Okay.
So we have been playing here in Exhibition Park, and we have been growing. Still, we need more support for community. We are very grateful the support community has given and our sponsors they have given. Cricket Canada has given and Cricket New Brunswick.
Oh, okay.
We are very grateful to have them because without their support, we wouldn't have been where we are right now.
Absolutely.
Because when we started this club in 2015, we didn't even have a ground. We didn't even have a ground to play because there is no dedicated ground in St. John for a cricket. So we met with city and to look into the ground like where we can play. So they showed us some decommissioned grounds,
Okay.
which they don't maintain anymore, but they were not big enough for cricket.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we were lucky to have a support of Exhibition Park Association. So Jerry Lowe was very helpful to us. We were very fortunate. They allow us to play there. We play in the racetrack. I'm pretty sure all the St. Johners, they will know where the racetrack is.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's where the people bet.
So
On horses.
yeah, so we are playing in the green area in there, and we had to put a pitch in there. So it's 75 feet long and 12 feet wider.
Oh.
So we got a help from Cricket Canada and Government of New Brunswick. Greg Evans, like he was a great support for us from tourism and recreation. So, and we have sponsors, Lock, Stock and Barrel. They supported us. Thandi supported us, and Greco, and Bell Canada, True Sport. So they have been a big support for us. They have been supporting throughout the 5 years we have. So yeah, it's been growing.
Okay. But you are needing some more support, is that correct?
Exactly.
For the cricket, is Cricket Club St. John?
Yeah, cricket, St. John Cricket Club.
St. John Cricket Club,
Yeah.
my apologies.
So we do have a ground right now, which we are lucky to have. We have put a lot of money. I don't know the exact figures, but somewhere between 30 to 35,000 we have put in over the 3-4
Wow.
years.
Is that right?
Yeah, but like that was from the fundraising, from the Great Canada, and from our sponsors and our membership and our community, all that. Like we have literally like me and my team. It's because you cannot make a club alone, so you need a team. So
Yeah.
we are a good team. Like all our even our players, everybody chips in,
That's really cool.
and we went door to door to the businesses, local businesses, to raise the funds.
Yeah.
And this is how where we are right now. But there's a big issue with the drainage, water drainage,
Oh, okay. So,
because like baseball, you cannot play cricket if ground is wet or if it's raining. So right now, what is happening whenever there is any rain, if it is more than 5 millimeter, then we cannot play for a couple of days. We are just at the mercy of sun,
right.
so it will dry up. Otherwise, because recently we had maritime cups, so in which 3 provinces they participated: PEI, New Brunswick, and Nova Scotia.
Okay.
We were on the losing side. We were the runner-ups, but the issue was right before the maritime weekend, and we had a lot of rain.
A lot of rain actually.
So
And
you
you
can
would
play.
not, yeah, we couldn't play. We had to abandon 2 of the games.
Okay.
You wouldn't believe how much water was there, and we had almost like 30 players
Wow.
working, like literally with the buckets and mugs
Yeah.
to take the water out from the ground.
It still wouldn't help.
So we like that. That's how we were able to play, but otherwise we wouldn't have played. But like that wasn't not even like far from ideal condition to play cricket.
Right.
So
Well,
we are struggling.
let's talk about, so we will certainly focus on that if somebody is watching this that would like to get help, support, definitely want to focus in on the St. John Cricket Club for sure. So let's talk about the products that you use here, some of the instruments that you use for cricket, because
Yeah.
this is new to me and it certainly doesn't look like a baseball bat.
So this is what you're seeing is a cricket bat.
Okay.
And normally it has a handle, it has some sweet spot. So this is where you get a lot of ping. This is a cricket ball, of course.
Okay.
As you can see, it's something like that.
Can I see that for a sec?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so that looks just like a baseball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just the stitching's slightly different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the weight of it's just about a little bit heavier.
Yeah, in baseball you use glove to catch
Okay,
it.
yeah.
In cricket, it's bare hand.
It's bare hands.
Bare hands?
Yes.
Oh,
And sometimes
okay.
people are pitching the ball at like 100 miles per hour, like, the great legends,
So you're hitting it with that and you're catching it with your hand?
Yeah.
Ouch.
So you can hit as hard as you can, and if it's like under the range of where you can catch the ball, then the player has to catch it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So what days do you guys play that I could come out and watch you guys play? Because it sounds very exciting.
Yeah. So we play on Wednesday evenings
Okay.
after 6, and Saturday and Sundays. So we have a competition games, like it's more because in New Brunswick we have 6 clubs now.
Okay.
So there are 2 in St. John, one St. John Cricket Club and University UNB St. John,
Okay.
and then there is 3 in Fredericton and 1 in Moncton. So on the weekend we play competitive games between these clubs, and on Wednesday evenings we play. It's an internal league. It's like a
Okay.
recreational league in St. John itself. Like all the people, because who cannot play competitive level, so
Okay.
they still wanna be in touch and they still wanna play and enjoy the game.
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of countries, like in Canada, it's not that big yet, but it is getting there because our junior team they qualified the under 19 World Cup.
Is
It
that
happened
right?
last year in New Zealand.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, do
So-
you teach those, the youth?
Yes.
You do?
Yeah, so what
Yeah.
we are doing to grow the support in this region, we have involved with schools.
Okay.
We are involved with schools, and we are doing some cricket introduction courses over there. Like we go there on our volunteer time once a week.
Yeah,
Okay.
like at the YMCA we did last year, and
Oh,
we
okay.
continue to do it this year as well.
Nice.
YMCA, and we did it in a Milledgeville North School, we did it in a St. Malachy School, we did it in a Prince Charles School, and the another school, I'm not getting the name right now, Glenfall Schools.
Glenfall Schools.
So we have done, in all those schools, we have started the program so that we wanted to give an opportunity to kids, because right now, if you just ask any kid, they know few games: soccer, ice hockey,
Yeah.
and maybe
Basketball?
baseball or basketball.
Baseball,
Yeah.
basketball, yeah.
So these are the games they know, but like if we can introduce at ground level,
Yeah.
so we have to work really hard at grassroots,
Yes.
so that like we can have population or the new younger generation which will take this game to the further level. So this is what we are trying to do, introducing the game
Sure.
and bringing the awareness in the community.
Okay, so when you play the game, it's like playing baseball.
Yeah.
Like, do you run from one base to another base to another base?
Yeah, so it's pretty much like there will be two stumps, like, and it'll be 22 yards flat. It's not like a circle.
So can you explain that photo there?
Yeah, so as
Yeah.
you can see over there, the white lines is like on the other side too.
Okay,
Where you see the green mat.
looks like a
And
goalpost
it's like,
on the
yeah,
floor.
it is a 22 yards pitch.
Okay,
On one end, the batsman is standing,
yes,
and on the other end, the bowler is pitching the ball.
okay,
And so that's what we call pitch. And yeah, so that's about the pitch actually.
This is what I
Okay.
was saying. We have 75 feet long and 12 feet wide. So
Yes.
that's the pitch we have there.
So the pitch
right
is in the center of the field.
So because
Okay.
how the ground is, like you can have a circular or you can have an oval shape or it can be little different shape depending on the ground availability, like how you can make a ground. But any new ground anybody makes, they try to make it at least circle with a radius of 60 meter.
okay.
So that big space you need for
Yes.
this. But like if you have more or less, then you can work around a little bit. But like that is the kind of minimum requirement.
Okay, and how many people per your team? Like, is it?
11.
11?
11 players per
And-
team, which will be on the field.
Okay,
But in the squad, you can have 15. So
and they would like sub in and out, would you?
It
Or
depends.
depends?
Yeah.
you can only substitute for the fielding part, but they
Okay.
cannot bat.
Oh,
So if
Yeah.
let's say somebody just got injured or sprained their ankle or something happened,
Yeah.
so you can always call somebody and they can come in.
okay,
And so they can help out, but they cannot bat. But you always have to have 15 players on your team.
wow,
Yeah.
that's incredible.
Yeah.
And is there some experience with your team? Like, is there some players on your team that have a lot more experience than others, or is it you can just join and learn as you go?
So that's why we have a internal league, recreational league in St. John for the newcomers, because we do so many clinics, cricket clinics.
Oh, you
So-
do clinics,
yeah.
okay.
So we invite people so they can come and they can enjoy the game and learn.
Okay.
And then they can go from there and we can put them in a competitive game.
Okay,
So-
so a good way to find you is Facebook?
Facebook, you can
Facebook.
search St. John Cricket Club.
Cricket
Club. Yep.
And we have a website, www.sjccnb.com.
And
Awesome.
also you can
Yeah.
visit the racetrack every Wednesday, 6
Every
p.m.
Wednesday.
Every Wednesday.
Yeah.
So I might be able to make it out there. I don't think I'm a player because you take girls or guys, right?
Yeah.
Good. All right. Thank you so much, guys, for being with me. And please stay tuned. We'll be up with our next guests. We are going to be talking to John Buchanan, and he's with the St. John Food Bank.
Hey, it's Chris and Chris from New Brunswick's favorite sports show here across the line, where we talk about everything from local sports across the province, whether it's hockey, baseball, or basketball. Where can we find it, Chris?
Hey, as always, your favorite network, Rogers TV.
Children,
You must understand, young woman, that you work for us and not the other way round.
but you would like to tell me how I must go about teaching the children to read.
I've told you what it is we want you to do, and that's enough.
Please, Mr. Clarence, would you take a look at this?
You'll not bother me with that.
But you see, sir, your son read this today. It is quite a difficult passage. It is from the Bible. This is what I use to teach him to read.
Ah, Mr. Clarence, why don't you just read it then?
Both of you know I cannot read a word.
Throughout most of our history, millions of Canadians have owed their education to young women who taught in one-room schoolhouses, much like this one.
Do you have information about a crime that has occurred or is about to occur? This information can help solve crimes, and tipsters always remain anonymous. Crime Stoppers, 1-800-222-TIPS or www.crimenb.ca.
Thank you so much for staying tuned. I'm Heather Acker, and this is What Matters Most. And my next guest is John Buchanan, and he is with the St. John Food Bank. Welcome, John.
Thank you for having me.
I am so pleased to have you. I love hearing about what is going on at the food bank and how can we help the food bank. So tell us a little bit about your role and where we are with the food bank.
Okay, well, I'm the executive director. I've been there for about 16 months.
Okay.
I retired and didn't like retirement too much, so.
Why is that?
I got bored. I wasn't around people enough. Anyway, I decided I wanted to do something part-time.
Yes.
And I really didn't want to get back into the business world, but to do something where I was contributing to the community.
Yes, well,
and
you
this
picked a good one.
happened to come up, and I thought, whoa, this is really interesting.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I had some interviews with the chair and the vice chair, and they talked me into it. I haven't looked
Awesome.
back since then.
Oh, well, I think they're very great. I think they're very lucky to have you, so, because you're a hard worker too.
Yes.
So where's the food bank right now? What's their condition? They need help all the time, and volunteers is really important. Is that correct?
Well, volunteers is a big part of it because there's nobody paid other than me,
Right.
and that's a stipend, which really, I'm still a volunteer basically.
Sure.
But we've gone from we were the first food bank in St. John back in
Oh, is that right?
1984.
Okay.
Esther Strang started it in a church basement, she and 3 other ladies.
Oh my gosh.
And they've gone from that, Genesis, that was in Water Street. Then they went to Charlotte, and now we're at 245 Union Street.
Right.
And we have 60 volunteers working with us.
60.
60.
That's incredible.
Our database of clients is about 1,200. Wow. And we serve about 1,000 children, women, and men a month.
Is that right?
Yes, it's incredible.
My gosh.
I usually start my presentations by saying I hate my job. It's not the job I hate, it's the fact that we have to have food baskets.
Exactly, and I can
And,
absolutely understand that,
yeah.
for sure. So if somebody's watching, I know there's local food banks in a lot of towns and cities
Yep.
in the local New Brunswick area. How can somebody help out? If they can't volunteer, what can they do for you?
Well, we always need donations, and donations come in a couple of different forms. One is money.
Yes.
And money is probably the most effective, efficient way to make a contribution to a food bank.
And why is that, John?
Well, we have buying power
Oh.
out in the community
Okay.
and in the food purchasing world. And if I use an example that a can of Campbell soup
Yes.
in the store would be, let's say, $1.69,
Yes.
I can buy the same can of soup for 40 to 50 cents.
Is that right?
So I can buy 2 or 3 times
Right.
using your money
Okay.
rather than you bringing the food in.
Right.
Now, it's important that people do bring food in because they really think that they're making a huge contribution by going out and shopping and
Yes.
choosing and then bringing it to us. And we're a charitable organization.
Yes.
And anybody that donates money or food to us, we give them a tax receipt for the end
Oh.
of the year.
Okay. Now, does
So-
somebody have to have a receipt with them, or do they just
No.
bring in items and you
No,
kind of
we
price it?
We've got enough experience now with what we're giving out to our clientele that we make an estimate, and it's pretty close.
Okay.
So-
So even local businesses could gather as a team?
Oh,
and use
absolutely. A lot
that
of
way?
them do that. You know,
Yeah.
in fact, some folks at Irving Oil did a draw for soup, and they made a diorama of the new Irving Oil headquarters.
Oh, they did? Out of
Right.
cans?
Out of cans. It was incredible.
That is.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's
You know,
being very creative.
It is, and it's fun for them, and it's fun for us.
And it's helping people.
Well, that's right. That's the
Right?
important thing. We are
That's-
making a contribution to the community.
Excellent. I feel I try and do that every day, every time I'm here too.
Yes.
So what else is new with the food bank? Is there anything coming up that people
Well,
can
we're
help out?
always doing things to try to raise money or to do food drives. And we don't have to do that much ourselves because other people out in the community will do it for us.
Okay.
We're not just a group of people that push food out into the community because, you know, there's more to poverty reduction
Right.
than doing that. We're serving the people that need to be served, but we're doing all sorts of different things that are, we think, innovative. as I said, we've got about 1,000 people that we serve a month, and about 80% of them have mobility issues, in as much as they don't have a way to get to and from the food bank.
Oh, that's a very good point. I never even thought about that.
Well,
So do you have people that go to them?
No, we can't do that because
Okay.
of liability problems and that
Okay.
sort of thing. And there's
Certainly.
just so many, we'd have to have all sorts of drivers. But what we did do, we went out and we partnered with Giant Tiger,
Okay.
and we bought those pull shopping carts that you
Yes.
see. And we bought a bunch of them, and we're still buying them. And we sell them to our clients for $3,
Oh, good.
which really isn't a lot of money.
No.
But if you pays for something, you've got a sense of ownership and you look after it.
Yes.
Now, if somebody comes in and says, I don't have $3, I can't afford it, we give it to them.
Sure.
The
Yeah.
volunteers all got together and put together a fund for those people who couldn't
Oh, that's so
and
nice.
can't look after their own purchase.
Very good.
So anybody that wants one can get one.
Right.
What else have we done? We put a crock pot cooking class on last year, about this time, and we're going to do 4 this year. It was so successful last year, we're going to do it again.
I love that. So
Yeah.
is that for general public, or is it
It's
a
for our
closed group?
clients.
It's
It's
for
for
your
our clients, yeah.
Okay.
And we let them know. I think I've got a list of about 20 people who want to do it at the moment. And
Nice.
we'll do 10 at a time.
Yeah.
And if you can't get into the first one, we'll do the second one. If we need to do more than 3, we'll try to do it.
Okay.
Something else we're doing this year in September, we have one of our board members who is going to coordinate a mentorship program.
Okay.
And what we're doing is we're going to teach people how to shop.
Oh, I love that.
Okay, because it's
Yes.
difficult for people. I mean, they've got so much pressure on them from other areas. We're going to teach them how to budget their money.
Yes.
Well, teach is not the right word. We're going to mentor them. Okay, we don't want them to feel that we're talking at them, that we're trying to help them.
Right.
Okay, we're also going to talk to them about time management. I don't have enough time to do this, or I didn't have enough time to come in.
I say that all the time.
You've got your choices to make, and
Right.
here's what you can do. We're going to talk to them about wellness programs and what they can do and what they choose at the food bank,
Excellent.
at the food basket rather, to get the healthiest food. And one of the things that's interesting about our food bank is that we have what's called client choice. Normally, you go to a food bank and they give you a box or a bag of food.
Okay.
And the food's all great. It's all usually the same sort of food.
Sure.
But we have client choice where the customer can come in and they shop, and it's set up like a store.
Wow.
And we have volunteers that go around with them to help them make their choices. We have on each shift, we have at least one retired RN.
Oh, is
And they
that
can
nice?
help them make the choices from a dietary perspective, a health issues perspective. You know, if somebody's got cancer, we have protocols that we can help with that, diabetes, all that sort of thing. So it's very popular with people. In fact, people from outside our catchment area try to come in and take our food with them. So, but it's
Wow.
it's a really effective way of serving people.
Yes.
Plus, it saved us about $20,000 a year in wastage,
Oh, my gosh.
which is a lot of money. If
It
you
is.
if you take that 2 cans of soup,
Yeah.
$20,000 is 40,000 cans of soup.
That's crazy. Yes.
And it wasn't that we're saving the actual money, it's not getting thrown out.
Right.
And apparently at some point, you know, they're finding food out on the street because I don't want peanut butter, or I don't want this sort of
Wow.
thing.
Oh, yeah,
And that's
that's
where
a
client
shame.
choice comes in,
Yeah.
personal preference.
Yeah.
I like this, I don't like that.
Now, does somebody, and this is my own ignorance to it, does somebody go in and just say, well, I want this and this and this, or is it sort of average for everybody that if you go in and I go in, we get about the same amount roughly? You don't go
They
in
get
and-
the same amount.
Like, is it so much per person that
It,
gets to
depending
you?
on how
Yeah.
many people you're drawing food for
Okay.
on that particular day. If it's
Sure.
just me by myself,
Yeah.
I'll get like 3 protein products.
Okay.
Okay, I'll get 5 different canned products of one sort or another.
Okay.
I can get, we serve fresh vegetables, fresh produce, and we serve meat, chicken and beef.
Nice.
So there's, you know, we try to have a staples menu, if you like,
Sure.
whereby people can, you know, get a good basic diet. Then we depend on outside donations for other things like coffee, sugar. Cereal is a big one that we really depend on the community for.
Right.
And of course, that's a big draw for the kids.
Yeah, and of course, with your buying power,
That's right.
That's a better exercise of the finances.
That's right.
I
That's
understand
right.
that now, which
That's right.
is something I never even considered, really.
Well,
Because I just think, well, I have all this extra food that's still good,
Yep.
you know, still within that sort of, that, what are they called, the expiry dates?
Yes.
Right? And then I take it to the food bank. But you may look at it and go, well, this isn't really a need. So it's always good to know what are
Yeah,
the needs.
anybody can phone me, leave a message and say, what do you need this month?
Right,
And I've got a number of groups that send me emails, what do you need?
right.
And I'll send them a list of things. Each group sort of can do different things and have different buying powers themselves. Or some groups just want to give us things like baby food,
Oh, okay.
for instance.
Yes.
And I mean, that's a big draw for us because, 60% of the people we serve
Yeah.
are children.
Yes,
And a lot of them are babies, they're infants.
yeah.
And, something that we don't buy is pablum and formula. And we do buy a lot of those squeeze bottles of vegetables and that sort of thing, so.
Mm-hmm. Do you, can I ask, do you prefer things in jars?
No, it doesn't matter to us.
Okay.
There was a time that we would take people's jars, old jars in.
Okay.
And put stuff into it, like
Yeah.
ketchup or big lots of
Right.
peanut butter.
Right.
From a hygiene perspective, that we don't do that anymore.
Oh, okay.
And,
Okay.
Unfortunately, glass bottles aren't recyclable, so they get thrown out.
Right.
So if
okay.
people bring them in, we just say, we'll dispose of them for you.
Oh, okay, but you don't take them in
No,
anymore?
no.
Another quick thing is the Harbor Lights, is that still going?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
We participate in that, and they look after us very, very nicely.
Yes.
Like, I think we got $32,000 this last Christmas from them.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah, it's incredible.
that's really cool. What's another one that people can visually see that supports the food bank?
The Irving Route 1 station,
Okay,
the big stop there.
Yes.
They collect turkeys at Christmas.
Oh,
and
they do?
They collect
Okay.
900 turkeys, generally, on average. And then what we do is we distribute them amongst all the food banks in Greater St. John.
okay,
And some of the other places, like we will, if they need them, Romero House will get some from us, Hestia House, Cloverdale, St. Vincent de Paul, that
Sure.
sort of thing. We try to make it sure that everybody has a Christmas dinner.
I love that, John, that's so kind. How do people find you? What's the best way?
Well, we're at 245 Union Street, which
Yes.
is right across the street from the Irving Gold Ball Building, right across from there. You can tell us because we've got marigolds all over the front. Barry Ogden painted marigolds all over the front of the thing. So.
Okay, good.
Yep.
Well, I thank you so much for being here, John.
My pleasure.
And
Thank you for having
I hope that
us.
a lot of people watching this will say, you know what, I think this year it's time to give to the St. John Food Bank.
Every
So-
day is good for the St. John Food Bank.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And please stay tuned. My next guest coming up is Matt White with the Sussex Beard Oil.
Are you the type who would keep going or stop? It's not easy to stop when you have an addiction. Legalizing cannabis won't stop addiction. It trivializes its consumption. Let's be vigilant. If you need help, visit portage.ca.
I started playing softball when I was 4 years old. I loved it because it was all about having fun with my friends. And it still is.
From little kids to adults to seniors, softball is a sport for everyone. Join us.
What's up, guys? Chris Dobson, Chris Corey here from New Brunswick's favorite sports show, Across the Line. We talk to everybody from football, golf, hockey, Hall of Fame. It doesn't matter. We always have a great time when we're here in studio, and hey, you never know who's going to drop by.
Hey, lots of celebrities, lots of New Brunswick's finest coming by the studio to talk sports, have a little fun with New Brunswick's favorite sports talk show, Across the Line, right here on Rogers TV.
More than half of tips reported through the Crime Stoppers program are now reported online. Information about unsolved crimes, local advisories, and how to report tips anonymously can be found at www.crimenb.ca.
Thank you so much for staying tuned. I'm now with my third guest for this evening, and this is Matthew White with Sussex Beard Oil, the Sussex Beard Oil. Hi, Matt.
That's it. You make it sound really official.
Well, you are official.
I am.
You're wearing the t-shirt.
Yes, I'm representing.
And you are so kind. I have a t-shirt too.
Just so people don't think it's just my wardrobe.
That's amazing.
This
Thank
can
you
be
so
yours
much.
as well.
I appreciate that. Beard oil. Now,
yes.
I know nothing about beard oil, obviously.
Yes.
But as my personal opinion, I would love to learn. So why don't you give me your tutorial on your product?
Well, yes, and I hope you never are acquainted with having to use it. Let's hope that never happens.
I have a little
to you.
tiny baby facial hair, but nothing.
I have to be honest. I do have women who use it.
Really?
There's a woman close to my life, is my mother.
Okay.
You should see her beard. No, I'm kidding. She knows that I say that, so she's fine.
It might be nice on eyebrows or hair.
She's almost close to 90 years old, and she uses the oil in her hair.
Is that right?
And she says that her hair hasn't felt this good since she was about 16.
Oh my gosh.
So it's a hair oil. It's for hair and skin.
Yeah.
I say, my little thing is, I say it's for hair and skin and the man within, because it does the nurturing of the hair, it conditions the skin, and it also has a smell that just causes people to think of things, and it's something different for everyone.
Right.
So anyway, it's basically, again, it's for nourishing the hair. Hair grows from the skin out.
Yes.
So you need to look after the skin if you want good hair and all that stuff. So yeah.
So I can only imagine, but if you have a beard for a long time, does your chin must get really sensitive? Does it?
I don't even know if I have a chin anymore. It might not even be there. It might be gone.
I don't see one at all.
People look at me once in a while and say, "Do you really have a face under there?"
How long have you had your beard, by the way?
This one is about, I think, 11 years old.
Okay.
The last time I was cleanly shaven is when I came back from a trip to India.
Oh,
And so I came home, and I don't know why, but I thought, let's shave it all off. So I did. And so then I grew it from scratch there.
Okay.
And that's when I started to think about actually having a product.
Oh.
Because I've always had some version of facial hair.
Sure.
Especially in the 80s.
Yeah.
And so I thought, I want to do this dream beard. I want to grow a beard like I dreamt of as a kid.
Oh, wow.
When other kids were dreaming of being an astronaut,
You were dreaming of
I was dreaming of growing a
beard.
beard. And I'd actually wake up in the morning and feel my face and go, no, it didn't happen. Anyway, so that's a little bit too much information. But anyway,
It's all good.
So when I started growing this beard that I wanted to have, I noticed the skin was drying, the hair was like breaking off because it was dry. And when you lose color out of your hair, it's even worse because it's more brittle. So I thought, there's got to be a way, there's got to be something, because I'm not giving up. I'm going to grow this beard. I'm going to look like Barry Gibbs. I'm going to do all this stuff. And anyway, so I did some research, and at the time there was only one company I could find in the U.S., and I was too cheap to order that. And so I started experimenting with, I think I even tried Crisco at one time.
Wow.
And I was like desperate. I was like, there's got to be a way. And at the time there was nothing in the stores. And so then I learned how to do it with essential oils.
Yes.
I couldn't even spell essential oils when I started. And now I've had to learn how they work and how they work together, and some work, some don't.
Right.
And get the right smell, because I had a smell in my head.
Yeah.
And yeah, I know you're learning too much right now, aren't you? Like
we're all getting to know you really
there's
well.
nothing hidden here.
It's all
so the smell, I knew I had a moment in my life I wanted to capture in a smell.
Yes.
And it was like that home warm feeling. And I didn't know exactly what the moment was, but I'd kind of know it if I smelled it.
Yeah.
And so after about 6 months of combining different smells, I remember I would make sure I was in the same room, same thing every time I tried it.
Yep.
And then this time when I tried it, it was like
that's it.
I closed my eyes, put it in, and all of a sudden I was translated to remembering as a small child laying on the cot behind my grandparents' wood stove.
Oh my gosh.
And my granddad's hunting jacket was like there, and this wood fire and the wood box, and that earthy, woodsy, home smell.
Yes.
Just all of a sudden, I just remembered that. And it was a really nice feeling. And I thought, that's what I'm looking for.
And that's what you smelled.
And that's what I smelled. That captured that smell, that moment for me. So now when other men tell me, I often will say, make sure you close your eyes, put it in, and tell me the first thing that comes to your mind. And one guy said, man, I remembered the first time I climbed a cliff, and I was sitting there looking over this valley, and the feeling I had, it came back to me when I used this in my beard. So,
is that right?
So it's very engaging, because it does, engage you when your receptors are ignited or whatever.
Sure.
That's
now,
not technical. But.
No. Now, do you have different scents for all the products, or just do you have a couple of scents?
Yeah. Well, I really was only going to do the one original scent, because I thought, why mess with it because it does everything. It doesn't only just smell good. I want to make people know that it's not just perfume for the face.
Right.
Like beard oil actually has a use. It's to nurture, like for the skin and everything. But the smell is important. But the essential oils in there actually do have an effect. They can actually help with the skin. They help take away chin-drift, which is dandruff of the chin.
Sure.
And it just, there's so many things. It helps with hair growth and all those things.
Right.
So I thought, I'm not going to mess with it. But then a couple of years ago, I had a friend approach me and said, why don't you do something else, do something new? And I live in Sussex, and Sussex is kind of like it was kind of like a fairy tale deal for me to move to Sussex, because I've always had this weird feeling about what it was like there.
Right.
And so I thought, if I'm going to do one, I'm going to do like the ode to Sussex. And Sussex is known for a lot of things. Cows are one of them. I didn't want a beard oil that smelled like a cow. I was like, that might be too much. You know,
it could have been worse.
Utterly ridiculous. But anyway, so I thought, what about Sussex ginger ale?
Oh, yes.
Right?
Yes.
And so I came out with Sussex ginger oil.
Oh.
And so I used fresh ginger oil in it. So it's not just for ginger beards.
Right.
A lot of people think. But it was kind of like, I treat a lot of ginger beards. They're the hardest ones to treat, because they have the coarsest hair on humans, is red hair.
See, I learned something right now.
Yeah, like
I didn't know that.
And I've been learning this all along. So anyway, I wanted to have something to honor that, you know, and honor Sussex and that entrepreneurial spirit that caused somebody to mix mineral water out of a stinky fountain with carbonation and come up with this ginger ale thing. And I wanted to honor that. So I came up with this ginger oil line that grew from the oil. I have a beard balm that is also nurturing and styling as well. And now we haven't released it totally big time, but we have the ginger soap. That is like, it's incredible.
Is it?
Yeah.
So, because it's a soap that you would wash your beard. Could you use it for your hair or like?
Yeah, it's specially formulated for hair and skin.
Okay.
So it's pH balanced naturally.
Okay.
We found this way. I work with a super intelligent person. My dad was not one to give out great, advice to me freely. He passed away a few years ago. Oh. But I'm not sure if it was it was a compliment or what it was to me, but he said, Matt, surround yourself by intelligent people. And so I'm not sure what he was trying to say there. So I have done that, and we were able to formulate this latest soap. It's got charcoal in it, it's got the ginger in it, it's got all these elements in it that it's phenomenal.
Wow.
It lathers well, which you can have a great lather, but if it doesn't rinse out well, it leaves your hair feeling heavy.
Sure.
But this soap rinses well, leaves the skin feeling good. I tested it on some demanding beards, and the reports came back just crazy.
Phenomenal.
So yeah.
So, like for instance, if a girl wants to use your products and we wanted to use it and try it on our hair, what about color? Like we usually color our hair, or some men perhaps may color their beard. I don't know if that's still a trend or not, but it used to be.
Well, some do. I've decided not to myself because I earned a lot of this color through the years and in my 40 years of life.
Yes.
Yes. Anyway, so some women are using it for their hair and finding it very good because it does, again, it's good for the scalp.
Sure.
We've even, originally I had women using the soap to shave their legs with.
Oh,
because
okay.
it's so moisturizing. So that's why I originally changed the name of the soap from beard soap to Beard and Beyond soap. Because it went beyond the beard.
Sure.
So,
I like that.
yeah, and I eventually created a shaving soap.
Okay.
Because of that. So.
Nice. Can we talk a little bit about some of the products that you have right in front of us here?
Sure.
So this one here is a ginger.
That's the ginger soap.
Ginger soap,
Yeah.
and it has a really nice smell to it. Really nice smell.
Yeah.
And we have.
And that's Slumberjack. That was my original beard balm.
Oh, okay.
It was meant to be like an overnight conditioner.
Yeah.
That's why I called it Slumberjack, because it works while you're asleep.
Oh, cool.
But people are using it for a daily balm.
Okay.
And so that's the original beard oil there.
This is the one that I've seen in many places.
Yes, it's available in a lot of stores.
Now, you're the only one I've ever remembered seeing. I know there's been a few others eventually pop up, but you're the original one that I remember.
Yes.
Okay, so that is correct by saying that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. So where can we see you? Like, where can we see your products?
You can see me on any street corner in Sussex, usually.
That's awesome.
At the local ale house.
Yes.
The product is available online, of course, on the site.
Yeah.
But there are stores. I try to locate some interesting stores. So we have Heartbreak Boutique in St. John. It was one of my first stores, and Pam has been so great to work with.
Okay.
And then there are stores in Halifax, Pete's Fruitique in Halifax, and the 6 stores of Wheaton's stores.
Yes.
And then in Fredericton, there's some stores there. Picaroons carries the oil, and the lingerie store in Greenwood.
Oh, wow.
Believe it or not.
Well, if somebody wants to reach out to you, Facebook,
Facebook's Instagram, all those things that are hard for over 50 age of people to work with, but I'm doing my best, okay?
You're doing great.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being here with me
Thanks
today.
for having me.
I'm so pleased, and maybe I'll try one of the products soon enough.
All right, great.
And stay tuned. Right up next is Jennifer Walshoots.
Look over there!
And it's the same flat country everywhere.
In the 1890s, a wave of European immigrants arrived on the Canadian prairies. Eat. It's good.
Anna, is it baby? You all right?
Janek, Mrs. Kovac, she has tar pepper on the roof.
One day we have tar paper also.
Many built their first house from the same earth that would grow their bread. They called it a soddy.
Right here. 4, 3, 2.
I run Fox News. Let's do it.
Did you know, since 1985, Crime Stoppers has helped solve close to 8,000 crimes in New Brunswick? Crime Stoppers, 1-800-222-TIPS. That's 1-800-222-8477 or www.crimenb.ca.
Thank you so much for staying tuned this evening, and I'm up now with my last guest. Her name is Jennifer Walshutz, and she's with the City of St. John. Welcome, Jennifer.
Hello, thank you for having me, and hello everyone in St. John.
That's awesome. I think you're the only person that's ever said that.
Oh, nice.
So, what is your position, Jennifer? What do you do?
Sure. So I work at the City of St. John in the Population Growth Office, and I'm so proud that the city has created this position and this department, and just showing how important growth is to the city. As you know, we hear the mayor and the councillors talking about the importance of growing the city, and we have people moving back to St. John from other provinces and cities, and we have newcomers, and we have people coming on vacation and deciding to stay, and we see so many exciting stories of individuals that have chosen to come back to St. John or to start their lives again and start their lives in St. John. So, and literally every day I meet someone that has chosen to be here or to start a business or all kinds of things. And it's very interesting what people's stories are and why they're choosing to be here. And as we know, living here, St. John is a wonderful place to live, and there's much to offer and much happening and everything, you know, safe place, all of the things. So I could talk about it endlessly.
Well, we've got about 10 minutes to talk about it. So, but no, I absolutely believe everything you're saying is so true. The St. John is changing. The diversity is certainly adding cultural opportunities.
Absolutely.
With food and restaurant and bars, entertainment, it is booming and it's growing, and I can see a beautiful wave coming.
Absolutely.
So,
it's the, you know, as we always say, the tide is rising in St. John, and we're all on this wave.
Yes.
And we're all rising with it. It's very exciting, and you can feel it just when you walk down the street, and also just the loveliness of how friendly and kind everyone is, and it's very genuine. And when you walk down the street, people greet you and say hello. And we see, you know, when visitors are here, people are giving them directions, helping. And I met a man the other day who told me all about how someone helped him give money for the meter, and he tried to give the lady $5, and she said, no, this is the change that lives in the car, and this is what we do in St. John. And he was just saying, this would never happen where I'm from, and I can't believe that some lady just paid for my parking. And so couldn't believe the parking was $3 or whatever.
As opposed to where he was from.
Yeah, exactly.
So how do people find, like, if someone comes to St. John, they don't have to be a newcomer as in across the waters.
Right, exactly.
But they could be from where? They could be
Anywhere,
from Toronto, Ontario.
any
How do they
other
find
cities.
you?
We have people coming from other cities within New Brunswick, Fredericton, Moncton, the northern part of New Brunswick. We also have people coming from other provinces. I just met a girl recently. She and her husband moved from Quebec City, and they are so excited to live in a city with no traffic jams.
Oh, it's not
that
awesome.
has wilderness. They love to go kayaking and hiking and things like that. And they both have professional jobs. So she works at a bank uptown, and she can't believe that she can leave her house and 10 minutes later she's in the center of the city uptown, and that on the weekend she can do activities in the wilderness. And so, you know, there are so many things for people here, and we're kind of like this secret gem that once people come here and they're experiencing life and doing all the activities, they, you know, it's an easy place to want to be and to enjoy. And also the cost of living, things are so affordable. That's the other thing, you know, we're meeting people all the time that are coming from places like Vancouver, Toronto, Montreal, and of course abroad, that in those places they could not be a homeowner.
Right.
And so the fact that they could buy a house here, or a condominium, or rent an apartment, all of these options are available to them, and that in the uptown core, the opportunity of being able to be a pedestrian and all the businesses and things in close proximity, and being able to see the water. I mean, that's a huge draw for people to be near the water. And then just outside the city, as we know, there are, people have sprawling residential houses and opportunities and country roads. And so we sort of have it all, which is really great. And we don't think about that as locals because we're used to it. And we've either grown up with this or moved here and started to be here enjoying everything. So when someone new comes and you see it from their lens, it's a completely different way of looking at your own city.
Exactly.
And I experienced that myself just because I traveled so much in my previous job. And so I'm sort of one of those people who notices that there aren't that many people when I'm doing the commute to work or all those sorts of things. And just the ease of walking into the city market and people saying, here's your coffee as you like it. And
Yes,
really,
exactly.
fairly align. It's
Yes.
amazing.
No, I think it's fantastic.
Yeah.
So when people come to visit with you, how do they connect with you directly? Because you do, they call exploratory visits, is that
So
correct?
there are a couple of things that I do. So on Thursdays, we have what's called exploratory visits, which is the entrepreneur immigration stream and business people that are looking to find a place to live. They've decided on Canada. They may have even decided on New Brunswick.
Okay.
And they're trying to figure out which city that they're going to.
Right.
So on Tuesdays, they go to Fredericton. On Wednesdays, they go to Moncton. Thursdays, they come to us, which is amazing. I'm encouraging them to stay for the night market and stay for the weekend and all sorts of things. And so what's amazing as well, I have to say I'm very impressed with the services that St. John has to offer people that are coming. So we have the St. John newcomers, we have EdJustJ, we have Connection Works, we have the Hive, we have all these things happening. The YMCA, of course. All of these services are in place and helping people with everything that they need. So as you know, at Connection Works, things with market plans and business plans, all that sort of thing, market research, I guess I should say. Figuring out what their business could be. Some people are trying to move a business from their home to here.
An existing business and coming to Canada and bringing that business with them.
Absolutely.
So that's
and there are
very
other
important.
people that are trying to see what is necessary in our market and all of that sort of thing. So very interesting to meet those people and to see what their ideas are. And then I'm so proud that we have all these services in place and everyone is so kind and friendly and helping people, supporting people. Their immigration process is taking a while, so for the exploratory visits, they're coming to visit, to see the place, get a feel of what our city is like, and then they're deciding, several months later, they're going through their immigration process and then coming. So that's a big piece of it. We also have, of course, people that are living away that have been from St. John.
Yes.
And those are people that don't see the St. John of today that we all see with everything booming and the night market and the midnight moon and this event that I want to talk about at the Dominion Park and all sorts of exciting things. So, they're maybe remembering the St. John from when they left, that, maybe that was one of the reasons why they had left, that things weren't so on for them. But now it's thriving and growing. It's, there's a huge renaissance happening, and it's very exciting to be part of that. And I'm meeting people that want to be part of that because that's exciting. People want to be part of something that's growing and doing well, and people that are having good experiences. So there are several ways that people can get in touch with me. The exploratory visits is organized by St. John newcomers, but then we also have people that are emailing us and checking out the website. The Life on Your Terms website is an amazing website that EdJustJ has, where you can see all the things about St. John and reasons to live here and how to start a business and amazing videos. Uptown St. John also has some amazing videos, and Develop SJ as well, Develop St. John. So as we know, there's a lot happening and it's very, very exciting. So it's wonderful to be part of that. As part of my job will be also actively being out recruiting. In various cities across Canada, but also internationally. So it's my pleasure to bring the story of St. John to people. And we know that there are lots of people that love Canada and would love to live here. but maybe don't know about New Brunswick.
Right.
And, you know, we're quiet, humble on the East Coast. And
The friendly
so
people.
it's my job to sort of let people know, oh, hey, there's something east of Montreal and north of New York and Boston. And
Yes.
this is happening. And I mean, what's interesting for me to look at is for St. John, we have been receiving people arriving since the 1600s. I mean, I think the first date we saw was 1608, people arriving, building up the city. Things happened, fires and things, and they had to rebuild. And so it's interesting people are still doing this coming here.
Oh, for sure. Now, I do want to mention about your event. Let's talk quickly about that.
Absolutely. So I'm here today to invite everybody to Dominion Park on July 20th. We're having an event which is the St. John Welcome Summer Party. So welcome to summer, welcome to St. John, welcome to the beach within the city limits. Welcome newcomers, welcome neighbors, welcome those that are visiting. So it's for everyone to get together. It's a city event in collaboration with Passport to Parks, which is an event that happens at various parks throughout the summer, and this one is the Dominion Park one. So we have lots of things happening. There will be kayaking, there will be extra lifeguards for swimming, there will be tours of Timbertop Adventures, there will be Bollywood dancing.
On the beach.
So there's going to be a workshop so people can try it out themselves, but then we can also watch the experts do it. So Bollywood Studios Incorporated is a wonderful organization, so Cheyenne and his team will be doing that. And we also have a band called Y Shark Y, which is a surfer band that's also been learning some Beach Boys music. So
my gosh.
a range of things for everyone. And then part of the Billy Stowe steel drum band, they have a smaller group called Cara Jam, and so they'll be doing the steel drums. So we can feel like we're definitely at the beach. It's definitely a beach day, and it's going to be sunny for sure. So we're inviting everybody to come. So it's 1 to 3, and the most important thing to know is that you can take the St. John Transit. So the bus goes directly to Dominion Park for this event, which is not the normal schedule. So we're so pleased they made a stop for us. So I hope to see everyone at Dominion Park,
Awesome.
July 20th.
So what's the best way to locate you, to even find out more about this? Is this on
Absolutely.
Facebook?
It's on Facebook. There's an event. It's doing so well. We almost have 600 people saying that they're interested in liking it. So I hope that they're all going. We will be ready. We're going to be serving food. I didn't even mention that. We have a barbecue, so people will be able to eat free of charge. We have veg and non, and there will be food trucks there as well.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I hope to be here to show up for this lovely event down at the Dominion Park, because it's a beautiful beach.
It is a beautiful beach. Check out our website at www.stjohn.ca.
Thank you, Jennifer, for being with us today.
Thank
I appreciate
you.
it. And thank you very much for watching our show this evening. I would like to thank our guests, Jennifer, and previously Matt, John, Cuptel, and Cameron for all being here. And I'd like to thank our staff at Rogers Studio, and of course, the volunteers are so important. So we'd like to thank the volunteers as well. Please stay tuned for the next couple of weeks, and we'll be back to see you. Enjoy the sunshine as we have it in St. John.
Call the Rogers TV viewer response line, email us, or connect with us on social media.
When you become a Rogers volunteer, it's always an opportunity for everybody to come together and try different things that they've never been able to do before.
What I've learned here is different skills that I thought I would never even be interested in learning.
By being here at Rogers, I can learn all these different things that will help me be stronger.
Working here as a volunteer is a good way to get to know your community. It's a good way to learn how to work as a part of a team.
They're people from our community, so they know and they have a heart for our community to step outside of our comfort zone and do more.
Don't be afraid, because this is where you're going to gain the most valuable experience that you can use in your future.
I encourage everybody to be a volunteer at Rogers TV, because not only do you grow professionally, you grow personally as well.
This is Rogers TV, New Brunswick.
I'm not stupid.
I wouldn't drink and drive. She relies on me. They're counting on me. I'd never put them in danger. But I did. And it cost me everything.
Impaired